Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is KNika, and I'm rocking with the one and only Chicago 77.3.
We lit live. This is WBBC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3. Your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.
What's going on, people? It's the one and only DJ Malone, man. Chicago 77.3, the best place to be at on any day, really. I'm doing good. Houston is getting hot and hot and hot and hot, and I'm tired of it. It's 98 degrees on the regular. We're not doing this year. Please, please, and thank you. We need to stop. Please and thank you. With all that being said, man, we got greatness into the building. I really like what she stands on and everything that she's about, man. I really like her sound. I really like the single that we're going to talk about. And I really want you guys to really get in tune with her. Go introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, Chicago. My name is KNika. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm an artivist, meaning I love to be able to use my platform to talk about issues that could cause us to talk about what's happening around us from a society. And I am here on behalf of a hot song called It's My Body, and I'm so happy to be with one of the even more hottest, DJ Malone.
We do appreciate you being on here. It's a pleasure to have somebody of your caliber on here. I really like what you bring to the table and your mindset as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. We are a part of industries, right, that sometimes tell artists, lyricists that it's not popular to talk about songs that can make a difference, that can make a change. And so it feels good to have a song like this that people are really understanding the message, the
Right.
importance, and are getting behind this to help get it more exposure. So thank you for helping out with that too.
I like that, man. I like this. So let's dive into this. When did this all begin for you?
You know what? This is what's crazy. This began almost a year before Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Okay.
And so, if people can remember what happened about 2 years ago, there were lots of women who were out protesting because they felt as though that there was going to be some significant changes on a woman's right to choose what to do with her body.
Mm.
And so, I have a male songwriting partner who was like, "Hey, KNika, I have, like this is what's been in my spirit to write." And he came up with the first couple of lines to the first verse and really it's part of the chorus. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I wasn't even prepared to hear a man tap in to a woman's perspective in such a way. And so that got us collaborating around this particular song. And so we had the song almost a year before Roe v. Wade got overturned, and then all of a sudden it happened, and we
Mm.
realized that we had a song that was talking about what everybody was talking about across the world, right?
Yeah.
But in addition to talking about women's bodily autonomy and emphasizing that every woman should have the right to make choices about her own body without the government to interfere with that. We
Right.
also were talking about issues around other important things that we're still fighting for, which is gun violence. What do we do about making sure our children are safe? Talking about poverty. We're still seeing large amounts of homelessness in our country. And obviously, we're still talking about the right to vote. So it made it a really timely conversation to say, hey, as an artist, if I can choose anything to stand up for, regardless of fame and the fortune, now's the time to use my voice for something as important as this, as me as a woman to have my right to choose, and for other women who feel the same way.
I like this. I have a daughter. I have daughters and everything, and people who I believe that say, "Hey, from a female's perspective on how you feel, and you want
Okay.
to enlighten everybody else because a lot of times as men we don't know how it is on the perspective of a woman."
Right. But I will also say that a lot of guys do. It's interesting because I have, come into contact with quite a few men who've said like, hey, me and my wife, we're, dealing with IVF right now. And, we're trying to figure out how to have a family. Or, oh, me and my wife, or girlfriend, we've tried to have a family and, this happened or that happened. So it's interesting to hear a man's perspective because at the end of the day, what men are born from what? Women.
Right,
More
right.
likely you have a female grandmother or however, so, it does really touch home. And so it's been very interesting to hear how men are taking part in the conversation because we need their voice too.
That's real. I respect this, man. I respect it. So let me ask you this: when did you know that musically? I think I have something here. I think I can really move the needle.
I don't think that anybody ever knows. I'll be honest with you. For many years I've been singing as a lead woman of a rock band called the Upstarters, and so we were working to get prepared to launch, our first debut song. So I would have never guessed in a million one years that this would have been the song to lead out with. And I can't be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous because of like, this being a very sensitive topic and it's very political. And so it's like, how do you create a voice in, again, an industry that always says, hey, those are the type of topics that you can't talk about. But needless to say, it was important to not shy away from who I am as an authentic person in the space. In Baltimore, I'm an advocate, I'm an activist, I'm
Yeah.
always, shining light on the issues that are important to us here to live as individuals, as free individuals. And so, this song was here. And so I believe that because um, I was given this message to share, then there'd be robbery of me to not let it go. And then once we started to realize that this was a topic that was happening, you had women, across the country, like, for people who get a chance to see the music video, I shot footage right the 2 days after the announcement was made in front of the Supreme Court. And there were people from all across the US who were coming in who were saying, oh my goodness, this is horrible. And so the sentiment across, the US was of one that people were like outraged, women were outraged. And so
Right.
it made sense to say, this is now the time to strike with this song. We need to make sure that we are releasing it so that women can use this as a way to advocate and to let this be their voice in protest.
I like that. This is really a deep conversation too, because a lot of times, um, it's also pushing the needle to people pay attention on the outskirts of what's happening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A lot
Okay.
of times, as especially as black people, sometimes we only focus in on, put it like this: we only focus on the presidential election, but we don't
Mm,
really focus on the local. What's happening, our senators, our congressmen. We don't focus in on that because it was always so tied up on either Trump or Harris at right now. But you know what I'm saying. But really and truly, what matters is what's happening locally. So
yeah.
get into your judges, your senators, your what do they call it? The mayors and stuff like that. Get into those because those are the people that are gonna really affect your life on a day-to-day basis.
100%. I think you're speaking a hundred percent the facts. Like, we have to pay more attention to what's happening not only on a national level, but 100% what's happening in our own cities and states. That is how we get a chance to position ourselves, especially as people, black folk, to be able to have the legacy to give our kids.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose of entrepreneurship is I feel like it's a legacy move. You get what
Right.
I'm
It
saying?
is.
So I want my kids and my kids' kids to be good from the seeds that I'm planting right now.
Right. Because we working hard, right? We straight modern day slavery, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's good. I love the fact that you're putting out positivity and you're bringing out knowledge, man, which a lot of people don't do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that we're at that time right now. It's interesting when you start to think about like history and the patterns of how history repeats itself. And it's crazy. I was listening to this morning about Paul Robeson, and I don't know how many people understand who Paul Robeson was in using his voice way back then, Old Man River, and the Showboat musical. But he did a lot more than that. But, he stood as a beacon of change using his voice. We had the Harry Belafontes, the Nina Simones, the Marvin Gaye's, what's going on? And so the Stevie Wonders, there's a whole host of artists who, during a series of important social movements in our country, have used their voice and their platform in very significant ways to be able to share light and to educate and to aspire and to create action. And so I'm just happy that in this century of 2024, given such a pivotal year that we're going to see in our country this year, that I can use my voice in a similar way.
Let me ask you this: were you in choir growing up? Like, were you in like any singing courses or anything?
Yes, I'm truly an all-around entertainer. So I did a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of gospel choirs, but I also did a lot of musical theater as well too. And so I never really looked at singing as like my primary entertainment thing.
Yeah.
I begged my parents, "Can I get vocal lessons?" And I was just doing so much as a kid, and so it wasn't until I was a little bit older that I really would start to gravitate to like taking vocals more seriously. By this point, I was writing poetry, and that poetry ended up turning into lyrics of
Mm.
songs. And then I ended up meeting producers who were like, "Hey, you say you can write. I'm working on this project. Here's a song. Let me see what you got." And that created, my introduction to like this space for real, and writing songs, using lyrics, and performing.
I like that. We use alto, soprano. What were you?
Uh-oh. So soprano
Okay.
and alto. I'm in both of those spaces. I think I love more so alto now. And music is so much changed. Women don't really use their soprano like they used to. When you think about some of the great artists out right now, like the Hers and the
Yeah.
the Scissors, etc. They're using a more sultry alto sound. But yeah, it just depends on the song. Soprano, alto, but probably alto. I love it.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was in choir. I was a baritone at first, and then I became a
Uh-oh.
bass.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You got that Barry White face. Oh,
Yeah.
he's like baritone, isn't he?
But to me, bass was always like the final, like because I was 15, 16 going into it. So my voice at 15 and 16 was just like this. So it was
Okay.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just put me there. So it was cool though, man. I learned song structure and everything, and it was really dope.
Yeah, you hold that bottom. You give it that boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Definitely. So let's talk about It's My Body, man. Let's talk about this. Is this the single like or let me ask you this. Is are we gonna see this on an album or an EP or is this what it's putting out a single right now?
The goal is to definitely put out EP. It's the song we let out with. We have also a EDM remix. Again, I'm all over the genre map. We have a couple of songs coming out afterwards. Again, as I'm talking about female empowerment, happened to write a song that was talking about women. It was like respect women, and we do some amazing things. We have a female vice president, and I happened to say in the second verse, one day we might see a woman president, and lo and behold, we have Kamala Harris running for president. So I'll
Yeah.
just say our next song that we'll be rolling out in tandem with this is called "Respect Me," to really honor the women who are doing some significant things always in history, but especially right now, with the goal of actually putting out a full EP in the months to come. More likely first quarter of next year. And so, just trying to rally the troops and and get in front of the fans who are interested in artists like myself who are bringing more to the table than just talking about some bubblegum pop hits.
I like that, man. I like that. Let me ask you this. If you had to, how would you describe your sound?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess if I could be put on a person's playlist, I definitely, bring in a lot of energy that you would see like in a Lizzo, for instance. I think she's high energy. I definitely bring in the musicality and the rock prowess of a Pink. I bring in that fun dance vibe of Dua Lipa. And I think, to wrap it all around would be the sound of KNika. And I say that because I know people haven't heard it before necessarily, but it is a different sound. I bring to my tracks a variety of different genre blending, which I think a lot of times we don't hear artists do. And especially when we talk about, if I can be honest, Black women in music, we tend are told, and women period, are told to stick to one script. And so, because of my just what I've done in these years, you won't hear a song, you wouldn't hear a whole album with just R&B or Afro beats or pop or rock. You're going to get songs that are blended from all those different spaces. And in that, the lyrics are going to be talking about things that are familiar, maybe the things that aren't familiar, and the things that are going to, cause people to say, I need to get involved in a different way.
I like that. I like that. And so it's really there's no genre. It's just you can't be boxed. And
No, I'm not
that's
trying
a
to be
good thing.
boxed. And I think there's a lot of artists who are also fighting for that same opportunity. And and hopefully as we just come out of shell to say, hey, I'm gonna do what I want to do for the people who are my tribe who love it. They're gonna bang with it. If you ain't down with it, okay, go to the next chick or guy down the street. But with it, I'm going to be authentic in my space. That's what it's about, doing music that is authentic, not being like somebody else. We don't need another Beyonce. We don't need another Lizzo. We don't need another Taylor Swift. What we need is like, new artists and a lot of indie artists who are coming out to bring a whole new flavor to music.
That's dope, man. I think though too is that music is starting to come. It's like circling back to where almost to the roots.
Oh, yeah.
I like a lot of me personally. I like live instrumentation. I like when music can tell you a story and through sound and vibration. So I definitely feel that with listening to your music.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love live music too. I mean, that's really been my start with the band. I've performed like an 8-piece band, a full horn section, and there's nothing like the spontaneity of live music. I hate to sing off of a track. Sometimes you just got to do it because it's the most cost effective way to perform and given the type of venue you're performing in. But yeah, I think when people can get lost in the whole sound, the chaotic sound of music, and everybody's doing their everybody got you sing bass. The bass player he doing his own
Yeah,
little funk
yeah,
groove, and the
yeah.
guitarist got something else different. The drummer is going whatever. It becomes like from a person who's watching, they can get immersed in a whole different way because of people being themselves in that space. It is really awesome
Yeah,
experiment.
yeah, man. And then too, it's like and I used to do like a lot of sound sets with like bands, artists, and just on the DJ tip, man. And
Uh,
you can like it when there's a vibe. It's like you're just going. So
right.
I can only imagine how your practice sessions be.
Oh, they're crazy. Yes, they're crazy. We have fun in practice. 100%.
Let me ask you this: is there anything in practice whenever you guys are doing your thing, and it's like, damn, we're in practice, but that's a hit right there. That's a hit. Is there anything organic that's coming out of practice?
Yeah, all the time. And it's weird how you can't always recapture that, especially when it's performance day, because you're in a different frame of mind. You have an audience in front of you, and you got to deal with the tech people, and you got to figure out how to get that vibe in front of an audience who might not be feeling it, and you got to make them, come into your world. But yeah, that happens all the time, and I think that's what's special when you start to work with a group of people, and you can, let your hair down and be yourself. I think the best ideas come from just experimenting, whether it's with the band or even in the studio. I love experimenting there as well too.
That's what's up, man. This is real. This is really dope. Talking with you and everything. Who would you like to work with going into the future?
Ooh, that I would love to be able to to work with again some of the artists I mentioned. It would be awesome to do a mashup with. She's a dot space. I would love to get down with do it in the alternative dance EDM, pop space. I would love to work with Lizzo. I know that Lizzo has had a little bad rap with some of the stuff that she's, gone through. But I think that she was definitely, the first artist that of today that can show people that positive music can actually work and sell, and you don't have to worry about what you look like, whether you're a black woman, a more statuesque woman, or whatever. That you can make people forget that to get involved in the music. And to be honest with you, I mean, I would love to be able to connect with more independent artists from different cities across the US. I think that now is the time for us to like make a serious movement of how do we really connect our voices and collaborate in the space and really kind of show the industries and not only just the industry, but like we look at the Spotify's and Apple Music, and we know that's life or death of us as an independent artist. But we also know that it can kind of keep us to be able to bring in the type of dollars that we need to really support our craft for the long haul. And so the same way that like the actors went on strike and they made some things happen in Hollywood. I would love to like band together of a bunch of independent artists who says, hey, you know what? We know that we're the voice of the people, and we've got to figure out a different way to connect with DJs, connect with radios, connect with the whole world to get our music out there for real. And so, if there's any independent artists out there who's listening in, I love to collaborate in that space, whether you're a hip hop artist, a songwriter, a producer, a DJ. I'm in Baltimore trying to make some noise. You're wherever you're at trying to make some noise. And together, we're making noise together. We can make even more noise. So
I like that. I like that, man. The collaboration is the key, man. We got to connect them dots. We got to.
yeah, 100%. We need each
Hey,
other. We need each other.
definitely, man. In the next 3 years, where do you hope to see yourself?
So the next 3 years, I hope to retire. No, next 3 years, I really hope that, I've been able to create an opportunity to not just only get the music out, but to create a way for other artists like myself who sometimes spin wheels. It's hard to find in this space. If you don't have the team, that's half the battle. Like most of us, we're trying to find the people again to connect with, but to create a really great way to connect the dots with people that I meet along the way to say, hey, how do I come back to Baltimore? How do I do real types of on the ground types of opportunities where people can come in and get the real information to understand how to do it the right way? And in particular, women. My platform is, a lot of my music is about women empowerment. And when you see us in the industry, we still have a hard time being able to kind of push through a very male dominated space. So how can I open up the door for more women of color, women regardless of their color, and women who have something to say? And so I think that if I can do that, that would be success, beyond just making an album a hit.
I believe so. I believe that you're on a mission more greater than just the hit. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
believe you are on a path of greatness and integrity.
Yes, 100%. Thank you for saying that. That is what it's about. We have to do that.
That's
I
what's up.
feel it's for us to save music, right?
Yeah,
If not, it
yeah,
becomes like, what's it becoming?
yeah. I mean, music now is, and like I said, I think it's shifting. It went on a downhill a little bit, but I think it's coming back now. I think we're
Oh, it's
wrapping it
coming
up.
back.
Yeah.
We're
So,
coming back.
where did the name come from?
So KNika is my name.
Okay, so
Yep.
that's your real
So it's
name.
the name my parents gave me.
That's
It's
beautiful, man.
Swahili. But ironically, it is a very popular name in India as well.
Wow.
And so it was, interesting as, people might see me as KANIKA. We had to decide to make, a little bit of a name change so that I would, because a lot of times when trying to put out the music, I would have my stuff under another KNika who was in another country. So we wanted to make sure that, we were represented correctly. But, it is my name. So this is authentically myself.
It's you. That's the only
It's
way
me.
you know how to be.
Yeah.
That's amazing right there, man. Where can the people find you at? MySpace, everything. Where can the people find you?
So you can definitely check me out at my website, which is KNikaMusic.com. That's KNIKA music.com. Of course, there you can see all of my social links. But if you're just searching for me online, every single platform is under KNika Music, KNIKA Music, IG, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
I like
and
the
TikTok.
I like the fact you have a website. So I like that. You already good brownie points for
Yes.
me. Definitely, man.
Thank you. And when you come to the website, it's going to ask, hey, let's become friends. I want to become friends with you. So please, do not think that I'm trying to like extort you for money. Like, just give me your name and your email, your IG, a way that we can connect. That's the only way that we can build a relationship with one another. So I hope that people will not shy away from sharing their information so we can keep in touch.
It helps with the database, people. It really does. It helps
It
us
does. It's essential.
narrow down everything and good updates and everything, man. So be a part of her network and her journey.
Please, please, please.
Definitely, man. This has been a pleasure talking to you, man. I really
Likewise.
love the ideas you have. I love the voice and everything. Keep doing you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will do that. And I thank you
Definitely.
for being able to be on your show. It's great to meet you
Yes,
in the
yes.
Windy City.
And we got to get you to come in the studio, man. We got to get you to come out here in the studio one of these days.
Oh, hey, there's nothing but a word. All I need is a bucket of Garrett's popcorn, and in particular, I want the caramel and the cheddar
Of
mix.
course, of course.
Of
Okay,
course,
I got you. I
you
got
got
you.
me with that.
I
Even though I
got you.
love pizza, I'll take the popcorn first.
Okay, definitely. Before you go, I always ask artists if they can do a drop for me. You're gonna say your name, and I'm rocking with Chicago 77.3.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is KNika, and I'm rocking with the one and only Chicago 77.3.
You already know what time it is, man. Boom, mic drop, explosions. Make sure you guys support. Always support the people that I bring up here. You want to know why? They dope as hell, man. So make sure you guys run her analytics up, like literally run the analytics up, please. So
Check out the
we're going
video.
definitely videos out right now.
Oh, yes. Yep. You go to my website. We're doing really great. We'd love to get people's thoughts.
Okay,
We're
well then,
running
yeah,
it.
we,
Yes.
we definitely we definitely gonna run
Love
the
it.
analytics up. So
Yes.
with all that being said, it's the one and only DJ Malone, Chicago 77.3. We out. Wow.
We lit live. This is WPPC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3. Your hottest.